Hey there. So I just wanted to describe my experience with the Blucon using XDrip. Um, this little guy, he's not the type one, but he's very interested in my video. We wanted to hang out and get on the camera. So right now I have my Blucon pretty low right here, and I use the not just a patch, the big one, and also I cut a little hole. There's a little reset switch in it, which can be useful, especially when you're new. You might find that you need it a lot. It's an awkward angle. Sometimes I'll use the camera on my phone to, help get this little pin in there. Um, so the Blucon, a lot of people are reporting it's pretty large. I don't really think it bothers me. This one, the way it's set up right now, I can't really put my arm down like this. Yeah, like that. So I've got to be a little bit mindful. But mainly what's been cool about it is XDrip. So XDrip alone on my smartwatch as well, that's what's been super awesome. The Link Blucon app, I had a few different problems with. In general, it works kind of fine. You know, it's just a little bit... That's right. So it's a little bit boring. With XDrip, the data is really, you've got like the widget on my screen right there. That's super useful. All I need to do is click my widget. There's a couple other features. So with the smartwatch, Link Blucon doesn't have a watch face. And then when I was using the Link Blucon thing on my phone, the graph wasn't... Oh, let me see, that's a battery. I'll put that down over here. The battery wasn't displaying the graph wasn't displaying correctly. So I could only see the number and the arrow. I'll show you, maybe you can, no, I don't think this one zooms in. Yeah, there's a horizontal arrow. I corrected a low fairly recently, and I'm leveling out around 88. So with this, I can see the graph, but basically with the Link Blucon, on the Link Blucon, I would get the arrow, and it's supposed to have a graph, but it just wasn't working. And then another issue that I had with the Link Blucon smartwatch app, when I tried to connect the Blucon with the watch, it would freeze the app, and I'd have to uninstall it and reinstall it. So Link Blucon, from my experience, worked really well on my phone, but it didn't work on the watch. All that I could get was the number and an arrow, and so that wasn't that cool. So the XDrip app, it's been working completely fine. I learned a couple tips. So for example, when you walk out of range, you might lose connection between the Blucon and your phone. So there's a couple steps to do, and I should probably just mess it up and then fix it in a video. But one thing that you can do if you're using Android is you go into your settings, and you probably won't be able to see this pretty well, so I'll walk you through it. Are you saying mess it up? You go to apps and notification. This is Android 9, and then app info. And app info basically lists information about all your apps. It's taking a little bit of time to load. You make it so it shows system apps too. Quiet, Betty, quiet. So you make it, you hit the three dots and make it so it shows system apps. You go into Bluetooth and storage, here we go, and clear cache. So you clear the cache of the Bluetooth, and if you don't close XDrip, you can clear cache out of XDrip. So that worked really well. What didn't work well when I unpaired was in system status in XDrip, hitting restart collector. That didn't do much. So, or hitting the refresh button. that didn't do that much. So other than that, it's been pretty stable. When I first set it up, and I accidentally, at this point now, I pretty much do everything possible to make sure my phone doesn't go off. Oh, there's another thing about XDrip too. I haven't played with this that much. Maybe I should test it. When I'm in linked Blucon, you have to have Wi-Fi connection or data at all times, otherwise you can't get readings. And I'll edit this video if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure XDrip works even when you don't have data. So that is big for me. I live in the foothills in Northern California, and yeah, even my house is like literally 100 yards from the small town where I live. That's it. And actually, I'm in a school bus right now. It's 100 yards, and I don't get cell service up here. So even if I go outside or whatever, go for a walk, I might lose service. And we go for a walk every day out in the woods, one of the rivers out here. So I don't have Wi-Fi there. Of course, it's Libre, so I can still scan it, which is awesome. So that works. But yeah, the Blucon itself has been 100% consistent. The batteries have been good. I got the packs of Sony batteries, which you can buy super cheap online. You need to put in a new battery every time you change your sensor, so they'll last a little bit more than 2 weeks. I haven't tested it. Somebody said they last about 20 days, 19 days, or 2.5 weeks. So change those out. One of the things that I tried that works for me is not having the patch and just having tape between the Blucon and the sensor. The problem with that was I used a tape that was too strong. It was a foam tape, and there's basically no way to get the Blucon off, especially when if you need to change the battery, for example. One of the first rounds I was having a problem, so I was like, maybe it's the battery. And so I went to go, hey, put that down. Are you playing with guitar picks? Cool. So when I went to go change the battery, while you're wearing the Blucon, it's not that easy to release the battery. You do it with a quarter, preferably not with a penny. A quarter is best. And I think it takes a little bit of pressure to push it down, so maybe some other people have an easier experience undoing their battery thing. Another thing with XDrip, let's see if I can pull this up. XDrip, Blucon. So there's a guide for if you're going to use XDrip with Blucon. I think I've got it right here. There's specific instructions for how to do that. So, uh-oh, did you drop that?
Yeah.
How to set up Blucon, XDrip. So there's just a couple little menu settings that you want to do, and that's what I want to go into now. I don't know why I'm having a problem finding this. Let's see. So there's a couple things that you need to know. These are two separate categories. One is somewhere you need to find, maybe I'll post a link to that. You need to find the instructions to set up the Blucon with XDrip. There's just a couple little settings. I won't remember all of them, but less common settings, Bluetooth settings. So for example, in Bluetooth settings, I want to have turn Bluetooth on checked, and I want to have Bluetooth watchdog checked, but I don't want to have G5, trust auto connect, trust background scans checked. So the top two in the Bluetooth setting basically are the only ones you want to have checked. Don't quote me on that. I also see that I have allow Blucon unbonding checked on the bottom. So some of the other Blucon settings you don't want to have checked. And then the other thing, this is something you need to install if you're having problems. The first time that I went to install Blucon, or install XDrip for Blucon, I had crazy readings that were absolutely and totally random. So, depending, maybe it depends. Maybe it's like the newer Blucons you need this, some older ones you don't. The Blucon things are all, what's that secret code kind of like word? They're all encoded, whatever. So there's a special app that you can install to your phone that decodes all the privacy settings from Ambrosia. Bye, Betty. Thank you. And so that's called OOP Alogrythm. So you download the APK. This is one of those apps that you can't find in the Play Store, obviously. The APK for the OOP. And then there's a setting which you find. So once you install the OOP app, the OOP calibration app, you have that running all the time. So you leave that in the background before you open up XDrip even. And you obviously go to your, this is something that you need to do anyway, you go to your power settings, your battery settings, power saving exclusions, and make sure that you check the power saving exclusion next to the OOP Algorhythm app, so it's not shutting off all the time. So power saving exclusions OOP. So when you have this app running, it's this little thing there, the OOP. So once you have that running, this is really before you even pair your Blucon. When you're first starting it, you go into settings and you can search. This is settings in XDrip, and I'm searching OOP. And at the top it says OOP Algorhythm calibration, and then you just check out of process Libra algorithm. So that's some of what you need to do. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can find the Blucon setup instructions. Alright, so yeah, I found both the links that I wanted to find. One of them is on GitHub, and it's instructions for how to pair Blucon with XDrip. So that's pretty easy to follow. Make sure you do that. And then there's a separate link for the download for the Libra OOP algorithm. That's an APK file. What'd you say, buddy?
For the Libra.
Yeah, for the Libra. Okay, now we get to let this guy help us here. Hey, Elias, what's on my arm? What's here? Machine. Do you want to help me scan the machine?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's do it. Did it. Okay. Is it going... Is that down or up?
Down.
It's a little bit down. Let's check the other one too. Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit down. What about this one? Is it going down or up right there?
Down.
Yeah, so what does that mean? What do I need to eat?
Sugar.
Some sugar? Yeah, I need to have just a little bit of sugar. I went up to... I woke up high this morning. Oh my goodness, I woke up a little bit high. Took some insulin, didn't quite come down, so still working on that. And then it plummeted. You want some... Did you say please?
Please.
Did you say please?
Yeah.
You forgot to say please?
Please.
Yeah, so... dealt with one of those morning highs. Didn't want to come down. Finally got to come down, and I overdid it. I allowed it to plummet a little bit. And I knew that was going to happen. Then when I ate breakfast, it came back up. Did pretty well with that. But then it's just a little bit starting to come down because I've stacked my insulin. Okay, what else do you need to know? Yeah, main things, install that OOP algorithm first, then follow the Blucon instructions. Those are the first two things you need to know. 2 pits. And then having a good protocol for when you disconnect might involve resetting the cache, turning on and off your phone. That's a little bit tricky. So this video is a little bit all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, always keep a paperclip in your pocket. Yeah, I guess I'll leave that there. So just when you do get a patch, I definitely recommend doing that. When I didn't do that, I had a problem because I was first setting it up with XDrip, and when I had a problem with XDrip, you have to, I would switch back to link Blucon and then to XDrip and then doing this thing and having to reset that thing 10 times in a day to do that. So do make that whole. All right, I hope you enjoyed this.